Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most important topics in cybersecurity, malware. Specifically, we'll focus on three of the most common and impactful types: viruses, worms, and Trojans. Malware is a primary tool in a cybercriminal's arsenal. Whether it's stealing sensitive data, disrupting operations, or causing chaos, malware plays a significant role in cyber attacks. In this session, I'll help you understand what malware is and how it operates, the unique characteristics of viruses, worms, and Trojans, real-world examples of these threats in action, practical steps you can take to defend against them. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge you need to identify and combat these common types of malware. Let's get started. Section 1. What is malware? Before we dive into the specifics of viruses, worms, and Trojans, let's first understand what malware is and why it's so dangerous. Definition of malware. Malware, or malicious software, refers to any software designed to harm, exploit, or gain unauthorized access to systems and data. Its purpose can vary widely, from stealing sensitive information to causing total system failure. Why is malware dangerous? Information theft. Cybercriminals use malware to steal personal, financial, or business-critical information. For example, malware can capture your passwords, credit card details, or even entire databases of customer information. Operational disruption. Malware can crash systems, corrupt data, or make systems inaccessible through ransomware. Imagine running a small business and suddenly being unable to access customer orders because ransomware locked all your files. Rapid spread. Some malware, like worms, can spread across networks at lightning speed, infecting countless devices in minutes. A single infected system could lead to an organization-wide shutdown. Think of malware as a digital weapon that can operate silently or with devastating impact. It's always a threat that needs to be taken seriously. Section 2. Viruses, the legacy threat. Now let's talk about viruses, one of the earliest and most recognizable types of malware. Definition. A virus is a piece of malicious code that attaches itself to a legitimate file or program. Once the infected file or program is executed, the virus activates and spreads, often causing damage in the process. Key characteristics of viruses. Dependent on user action. Viruses rely on users to open an infected file or run a compromised program. Without user interaction, the virus cannot spread. For example, opening an attachment in a phishing email could execute a virus and infect your system. Spread through hosts. A virus embeds itself in a file, document, or application. As users share or transfer infected files, the virus propagates. For instance, a virus in a Word document could spread to others when the document is emailed. Potential for damage. Viruses can corrupt files, delete data, or even crash entire systems. Some viruses are designed to spread widely, while others are highly targeted. Viruses thrive on human error, so understanding how they work is the first step in preventing their spread. Real-world example. The I Love You virus from 2000 is one of the most infamous examples. Disguised as a love letter email attachment, it infected systems worldwide, overwriting files and spreading to all contacts in a victim's email address book. This virus caused over $10 billion in damages and highlighted the power of social engineering combined with malware. Defense strategies against viruses. Install reputable antivirus software and ensure it's updated regularly. Avoid opening email attachments or downloading files from unknown sources. Keep your operating system and applications patched to minimize vulnerabilities. Section 3. Worms, the silent spreaders. Next, we have worms. Unlike viruses, worms don't need a host file or user action to spread. They are standalone pieces of malware that can propagate on their own. Definition. A worm is self-replicating malware that spreads through networks by exploiting vulnerabilities, often without any user interaction. Key characteristics of worms. Self-sufficient and fast spreaders. Worms don't rely on users to execute them. They actively search for vulnerable systems and exploit them. For example, A worm can spread across an organization's network in minutes by exploiting weak passwords or unpatched systems. Consume system resources. Worms often replicate so quickly that they overload network bandwidth and system memory, causing significant slowdowns or crashes. Carries additional malware. Many worms are used as delivery mechanisms for other malicious payloads, such as ransomware or spyware. Think of worms as silent invaders. They work quickly and often go unnoticed until the damage is done. Real-world example. The WannaCry ransomware worm of 2017 is a prime example. By exploiting a vulnerability in Windows systems, WannaCry infected over 200,000 devices across 150 countries, encrypting files and demanding ransom payments in Bitcoin. The incident highlighted the importance of regular software updates. Defense strategies against worms. Apply security patches and updates as soon as they're released. Use network segmentation to prevent worms from spreading across an entire system. Employ intrusion detection systems to monitor for unusual network activity. Section 4. Trojans, the deceptive invaders. Lastly, let's discuss Trojans. Named after the fabled wooden horse of Greek mythology, Trojans rely on deception to infiltrate systems. Definition: a Trojan is malware disguised as legitimate software. Once installed, it can execute malicious activities like stealing data or creating backdoors for further attacks. Key characteristics of Trojans. Deceptive appearance. Trojans often masquerade as useful tools or applications, tricking users into downloading and installing them. For example, a Trojan may appear as a free antivirus program, but secretly harvests sensitive data. Versatile functionality. Trojans can serve various purposes, including spyware, ransomware, or even remote access tools for attackers. Focused targeting. Many Trojans are used in spear phishing attacks to target specific individuals or organizations, increasing their likelihood of success. Trojans rely heavily on user trust. Once you let them in, they can wreak havoc behind the scenes. Real-world example. The Zeus Trojan was notorious for stealing banking information. By capturing login credentials and other sensitive data, it caused billions in financial losses worldwide. Defense strategies against Trojans. Only download software from trusted, verified sources. Use endpoint protection tools to monitor and block suspicious applications. Educate employees about phishing and other social engineering techniques. Section 5. Conclusion and call to action. To recap, malware comes in many forms, but viruses, worms, and Trojans are some of the most common and impactful. Viruses rely on user action to spread. Worms propagate independently, exploiting vulnerabilities. Trojans deceive users by disguising themselves as legitimate software. By understanding these threats and implementing proper defenses, you can significantly reduce your risk of a malware infection. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more cybersecurity insights. Got questions or stories about malware? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you in the next video.